Hey everyone, hope you're having a great week. Thank you so much for checking out Boss Lady. Today I'm sitting down. I know I'm always standing in my videos. Today we're really going to change it up. But the reason why I'm sitting down is because today we are going to focus on something that honestly just is not going away. And as I'm interviewing for jobs and positions that also have companies that are based overseas, that are global, we are in the world of Zoom and it is not going anywhere. I am amazed when I get on a call and still people are not bringing their A game. And it's really surprising to me. Today, we are gonna break down some very basic things that you can do to really elevate your Zoom professional looks, both how you dress, how you're prepared, how you show up, and make sure that you really nail that Zoom interview. Because hey, if they're not flying you out to go meet in person for the interview, you have to show up and really give it your best foot forward, and you have this one opportunity to make your first impression, so you better deliver. And that means really not only being prepared and ready to go as far as doing your research when it comes to preparing for the interview and the company that you're looking to work with, but also making sure you're camera ready. You are camera ready, your room looks good, the link works. We're gonna get into this and share some tips on how you can have an amazing Zoom interview. Let's go. All right, tip number one, let's start with the outfit, because that's always what is most critical. I like to stick to solid color, simple type of tops. For me, like what I'm wearing today, this would be something that I would wear. It's just a black button down. It has these nice details on the buttons as far as it looking a little bit elevated. And then if I'm doing a business meeting where I'm just working with a potential client or a vendor, then I'll probably just go with a simple blouse. But if if I'm interviewing for something, then you gotta bring a jacket for sure. With a job interview, you're gonna wanna go on full blazer. This one is Oscar de la Renta. I got this at the Real, dirt cheap, ridiculous. But I really like it because, my bra is showing here, because it's still simple, it's basic, but it's a little bit extra with this. I think it gives it a really nice, clean interview that you can look very put together, polished. If you wanna pop the collar out, great, go for it. But you really need to come put together, professional. I like to keep jewelry super simple. I'll wear my wedding ring, my watch, usually a studded earring. I don't have any in right now, but that's what I would do. I would go for, if you're gonna go for a pattern, it needs to be really subtle, simple, and then I would pick a solid color. Certainly go bolder if you wanna do a nice fuchsia or an emerald type of color, especially if it's more of a meeting. If it's an interview situation, I like to keep it a little bit more conservative on the top. Even though that is really, that portion that's gonna be seen is gonna be from your waist up during a Zoom meeting, I would not recommend wearing something inappropriate on the bottoms. So I am still gonna go pants. These are just some nice wide leg cream pants. I would tend to err on the conservative side, but the reason why is because what if something happens and you have to stand up? Something happens to your computer, who knows what could happen, and you have to get up and you gotta run over to the door and you are wearing athletic shorts or something entirely inappropriate. Always dress for the occasion. And that means for me, if I'm interviewing and I need to be really on my A game, then I also wear real shoes. Right now, I've got the UGG slippers going, but if I'm really doing an interview, I am gonna bust out the shoes. These are kind of my go-to fun shoes because they're Jessica Simpson. I've had them forever. They look like Valentino. They're not. They're Jessica Simpson with studs and platform. And I like to put these on because it makes me feel a lot more grounded when I'm presenting or interviewing, make sure you are head to toe professional. Don't chance it and just do a look on the top, because you never know what could happen. You may have to get up, you may have to go stand up, and the last thing you want is a weird, awkward moment because you are not dressed appropriately on the bottom. Tip number 2, it's very obvious, and it applies to an in-person or a Zoom meeting, but please groom yourself. Ladies, comb your hair, style it, look professional, put on makeup, an appropriate amount of makeup, and hats are not appropriate under any circumstance. I was on a call for the first time. Now granted, this was a call about hiring influencers and social media. I get it, they're younger, they're hip, they're in California, but he was wearing a baseball cap for the first time I was ever meeting him. And I don't know that my client is gonna want to turn over a big budget for social media with some, I don't know how old he was, 20-something-year-old in a ball cap. I'm sure he was great, but I wouldn't risk it. And for me, I don't want that to be standing in the way of somebody saying yes or somebody saying no. I would err on the side of caution. Keep it professional, be groomed, be professional, keep it clean and keep it nice. Make sure that you are immaculately groomed before putting yourself on camera. All right, on to tip 3. Make sure that your background looks good. There are so many virtual backgrounds that you can select from now. You can customize it, you can blur it, you can have your own background, your real house, which is what is going on back here in the lady cave. But whatever you do, make sure it looks good, make sure that it is free from clutter, and there's no weird objects, messiness, or anything that could be at all controversial hanging out in the background. This is a reflection of you. They're seeing a glimpse potentially inside your home or your environment that you work in, day out. Make sure that it looks professional and it's a space where they feel confident that you are going to be able to deliver and do great work in. So don't leave that to chance. It's something you can absolutely control. Make sure your background is on point. And the final tip to having an incredible Zoom interview is test your connection and test the link that has been sent to you. How many times do you wait and you go right into the last minute until it's time to log on and oh shoot, it's not working. Oh no, Zoom has to reboot. Teams has a new version. You cannot wait until that final moment to make sure that you are set up and ready to go on whatever platform you're using for this Zoom interview. So make sure that you are testing it out. Test your camera on your computer or whatever device you're using. Make sure that everything is working and fully functional before the moment of that interview, because the last thing you want to do is wait until those couple moments before to log on and then all of a sudden it's not working and you look like a no-show. That happened to me once. I was interviewing for a position, didn't necessarily want it, but what happened was the Wi-Fi went out in our house and I had no other way to get on the call. I felt absolutely terrible. And now I always come up and have some sort of contingency plan if for some reason I don't have Wi-Fi, if we lose power. I live out where we've got power lines above ground, and so if there's a crazy storm, we will lose power, especially in the spring and summer months. Prepare for those crazy situations that can happen, because the last thing you want to do is be late for that interview, or worse, be a no-show. So there you have it. It's so easy, right? We live in this world. Just bring it all together, do your best, be confident, be prepared, and go ace that interview. Good luck. Thanks so much for watching and checking out my channel. Feel free to send me any questions or comments, like, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thank you.